Hi, welcome to the Printmaking Studio. This is what you've chosen for today, and I just want to review a couple of things with you before you get started. Printmaking, if you don't know, is a kind of art where you put ink or paint on one surface and then you transfer it to another surface. Most often it's a block of wood and a piece of paper, and you do a design on one and you push it on the other and you end up with a copy of this. It's a print. Simplest way to think about it is your handprint. You could take paint and put it on your hands and end up with, let's see, let me show you this one. This one's better. You could make prints of your hand by putting paint on one, pushing it on the paper, and it leaves a copy of the shape, a copy of the image. In this case, though, I did it twice because I noticed that the shapes of my hands allowed me to make this heart. So I was kind of playing with the abstract idea of the hands forming a heart. We'll talk about that in a minute. Oh, here's another one. Handprints that I was playing with trying to look like a heart, but now it kind of looks like a bird with eyes. I don't know. So, printmaking means putting ink on one surface, printing it onto another surface. You can put that ink on in a couple of different ways. You'll find these tools in your studio where you can squeeze out some ink on this tray. There's ink that comes in a tube, and then there's this paint that comes in a bottle. But you could put some on the tray. You roll the brayer, this roller tool, on that, and then you would roll the ink onto another block. The other way to do it would be to put some paint on this sponge that's here in the middle and spread it out with a paintbrush. But then this becomes sort of like a stamp pad where you can take your block, push it on the paint, push it on your paper. This one actually was made with this block. I just printed it several times and all in one color. You obviously could change colors. You could put two colors on the tray at one time. There's a lot of creative things you could do with that. Another fun one is I wrapped this block with string. You'll see these things on your shelf. This makes a really cool print. Looks like that. These samples are at your table. But I printed this again many times to make a more complicated design. So, those are some ideas. But you have the challenge today of showing what abstract means, an abstraction. Printmaking is kind of an easy way to do that. You could start with a piece of paper that you fold in half, put a few drops of paint in the center. Well, here, let's do that really quick. If I take, let's see, I need a small piece of paper. Hold on just a second. If I take a small piece of paper and fold it in half, and I'll just use one color because that's what I have out. You could use more than one color. I just need a couple of drops of paint. I didn't put them anywhere in particular. I just dropped them right, well, I did put them on the folded part. So now I fold this up and I just push. And I can kind of see what's happening, but not exactly. But then when I open that, I get an interesting, shape. If I were making this abstract, I know that it has to be sort of inspired by something that's real, but not look exactly like that. As I look at this, it makes me think of a raccoon's face. This would be really kind of cool. Look at it closer. This would be really kind of cool to cut out and then glue it on a background of other abstract but foresty looking kind of shapes. And it begins to be like a raccoon in the woods without really being a picture of a raccoon in the woods. It's an abstraction. One other idea that's connected to that string block I showed you, you could print with the strings. I went back and had printed that several times. I call this one a snake in the grass. Can you see it? Can you see the idea of a snake? And it's just the way I colored each of the little sections. It started out as a print like this. Just lots of lines and shapes. And I abstractly colored it to create a new work of art. So be creative with this one. Have some fun. Start with some printmaking. Then how can you change it, abstract it, morph it into something really clever? I think that's all you need to know. All your materials and things that you need are here on the shelves. Get out the samples, take a close look at them, look at some other famous works of art where other artists have used abstraction in printmaking. If you have a question or you want me to come see what you've been doing, put your name up on the poll, and you know I'll be over as soon as I can. I think that's all. Have fun, good luck, do something really clever with printmaking today.